Hey guys, it's Paolo. So today we have a super fun episode for you because joining me in the studio is Emmy Award winner and best-selling author, Leeza Gibbons. Now I can't wait because I love her so much and you know we're gonna have a lot to talk about. See you guys with Leeza.
His life was changed and made new when an angel made his dream come true. And now he brings his dream to you. In a
Looks good? Lighting's great? Yeah?
Just a little touch purple.
Look, see, I love that. Yes. Hi.
Hi.
I am so happy to have you.
I'm so happy to be here.
I gotta tell you something. You know, I taped an intro of you, and in the intro I said Emmy Award winner and best-selling author. When you hear that, like, what goes in your mind? Because that's a huge accomplishment in both areas.
I'm proud. I am proud. They are lovely things. And I feel that I earned those things, but they're not the best things.
They're not the best things. It's a good title when you introduce someone to get their attention. Emmy Award winner and best-selling author.
It's nice.
And you know, speaking of best-selling author, your book, which is now out in paperback, Fierce Optimism, I read it, and I have to tell you,
that's lovely. Thank you.
I enjoyed it. And what I enjoyed the most about it, too, well, there was a couple of things, but I love how you talk about how you got started in this career. And there's one thing I want to quote you on that you said that just, it caught my eye when you wrote, you said, while watching TV in my living room one day, I got up and changed the channel and a new show caught my eye. There was Mary Hart sitting behind the anchor desk on Entertainment Tonight. I could do that, I thought.
I could do that.
I mean, you know how many people, when we watch a show, American Idol, whatever it is, like, oh, I can be up there, I can do it. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes it's not your journey, but you did it. You did it. How did you make that dream a reality by saying that, and then we see you on Entertainment Tonight? Like,
same as you, same as anybody. First, you have to feel it, right? You have to own it. And I think so many times, dreams always come several sizes too big, so we can grow into them.
Yes.
And sometimes we think, oh, it's just beyond, it's out of my reach. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice when we go, oh, well, that's just never gonna happen. That's too much to ask for. I mean, look, I'm a kid from South Carolina.
Yes.
And my mother was the one that said, honey, hang on to your dream. You just keep that dream. Wow. And that was really important to hear.
Even during like the vision that you had and that it happened, like in the 80s and the 90s, you're on this show, that was one of the hottest shows on television. We had no social media. We'd be watching Entertainment Tonight.
I know.
And so that's what you would do to get, if you want to know anything about the actors, you watch Entertainment Tonight.
You had to go to us.
You had to go to you. Now there's a lot of different outlets, and it, you know, and they're still doing their thing, but that's just a good time for you to be on there. You know,
it was.
I look, you know, obviously we have this show. I'm a talk show junkie. I grew up watching you on the Leeza show. Did you ever in your wildest dream think you would have your own national show? Like, that's a huge accomplishment. It is.
It was such an amazing time. It was, I would pull up through the arches at Paramount, those fabled arches.
Wow.
And when I would go through those arches, every time I would get chill bumps and think, man, this is really super cool. And I would, my parking space with my name on it, go through a door of a show that had my name on it. It was like, wow. I mean, I was so aware of how amazing it was, but it never seemed that it wasn't supposed to happen. It all just seemed very natural. The way
it all happened.
It all happened
you being
in the right time.
At the right time. Speaking of time, because you write, and I quote, you said, those 7 years on my show were like winning the lottery.
Yep.
What a tremendous gift in my life. Leeza came at the absolute right moment too.
It did.
When you just said that, I'm like, that's what you wrote in the book. You got to get this book. You got Amazon. I mean, I love that, and I connected, and it's like you said, it just comes, you were prepared, and it came at the right time.
And you know, it did. I was very present. It was the lottery, but but you have to be ready when your number is drawn.
Ooh,
you do have to be ready for it.
Do you? That's really good. Go get my journal so I can write that down. Do you think that it ended, you know, after the 7 years, did it end at the right time so then you could focus on what was next to come for you, which I know was a big part, was your mother, like, do you think?
It did. It did. Everything always does show up in our own best interest, whether we think it does or not. I wanted it I knew it was going to end when we went to syndication, and I knew that I didn't want to be sensational enough to compete in that marketplace. It wasn't comfortable for me to do the things that would have made us competitive. So I knew it was going to be over. I didn't know that things were going to go the way they went with my mother's health as fast as they went.
God bless her. She dealt with, I think it was for 10 years, right? Alzheimer's for 10 years. And I know your grandmother had it. My question is, I was curious, was your mom, was she her caregiver for
Yes.
her? She was. Okay.
Yes.
So then, knowing that, what did you learn being the caregiver for your mother? What did you learn watching your mom being the caregiver for your grandmother?
I learned a lot about specifically what my mother wanted and didn't want. My mother wanted me, she said, I don't want to go through it. And she really wanted not to have to go through 10 years of declining health. She said, I know it's against the law. We don't have assisted suicide. We don't have end-of-life choices. I hope that if I ever go there, that we will have those options, that my kids, because no one wants their children to have, we want our children to have choices, I guess is what I'm saying. So I learned that we have to be very present in our lives because none of us is promised tomorrow.
I remember when I was doing research, I know you got asked this question a lot. People said, well, who is are you afraid that you might get Alzheimer's? But then you always respond by saying, if you have a brain, you could get it.
Right.
That's it. It's that simple. And it's true. We talked about your mom, but your father, who is, I think he's 87 years old. He lives in South Carolina, and he has a girlfriend, which when I hear that, it makes me happy,
It's all about the love.
But I know last year he went through something it was challenging and hard. What happened to him a year ago?
My dad, who's never been sick a day in his life, never spent a night in the hospital until he had a heart attack, had to have open heart surgery. He ended up having quadruple bypass. Then the next day, they found his colon was bleeding. They didn't know why. He ended up having colon surgery, 2 major surgeries at an advanced age. But he's now fine.
Wow.
Part of the reason he's fine is we really circled the wagons and we said, okay, how are we going to make sure that he's going to be fine through his rehabilitation? And we had our family caregivers, my brother, my sister, and me. And then we brought in an outside care companion. And we hired a woman from Senior Helpers. It was such an important thing for us. He became really close friends with this lovely lady. And I really wanted to help spread the word that this is a great way to get help, whether you need to be help recovering from a surgery, whether you need help running errands, meal preparation, you need help with rehab.
But even for the family, for you being in Los Angeles and your dad being in South Carolina, I think gives you some peace knowing your dad's not alone. I know he wants to be on his own, like you said, but it's like there's this service out there that could help out. And I think we all need, when you have parents, you think about that. You're going to need help. We all work. We all have a job. I think it's just great. I think Senior Helpers is great. Go on their website, seniorhelpers.com.
It's an awesome thing.
I love that you do this.
Thank you.
I mean,
but this is my passion, and this is what I've been doing for like 14 years, is trying to help families come up with solutions and answer that question of, okay, something's changed, now what?
Yeah. And speaking of your other, Leeza's Care Connection, which I don't know how you do it really. This platform you have of like kindness and optimism, and then you have Leeza's Care Connection, provides so much help for caregivers. What has Leeza's Care Connection? What's the best gift they gave you, would you say?
Well, it saved my life because it allowed me to really become part of something that's based in resilience. That's really what optimism is for me. It's your ability to bounce back, to rebound and recover from anything. That's, people go, oh, you're optimistic. Okay, all you Pollyanna, glass half full people. It's not. It's like, okay, here's the glass. I own the glass.
Yeah.
It's not half full or half empty. That is
That's
glass.
your glass.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it just means that when you get fired, when you have a relationship that ends, when you get sick, whatever happens, it happens to everybody, right?
Yeah.
So if you're optimistic, that just means that you have a knowingness, a value that says, I'm resilient, I'm gonna recover, I'm gonna rebound, and bounce back from this. That's what we as Americans do. That's what our culture's about. Says that, okay, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
You know, when I think of your foundation, I think obviously, hello, the winner of Celebrity Apprentice from the season before the one we just saw you on, that you appeared on, and you won over, I think you won, was it over $700,000? Was it?
Did.
$700,000. Okay, that's amazing. We were watching
great.
you, Patrick and I, and you got us crying because you just knew what you were doing with this kindness and not falling into that trap of like being mean and like you did so good. It's just. What's the greatest lesson that being on that show, what would you say was the greatest lesson you learned from being on Celebrity Apprentice?
You know, in life, which is not that different from a reality show, honestly, there are always drama kings and queens that are going to be trying to steal your energy.
Yes.
And that is a trap. You're right about that. It's a trap.
You did so good at not allowing that to come into your space.
Think about your work. Think about all the people out there that are, you know, trying to just sort of, it's an attempt to like take your energy, your power, your way of doing things. You can do it your way.
Yeah.
You don't have to get sucked into the toxic path that other people are taking.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, you guys go on over here. I'm going to stay right here. Yeah. Your way is okay.
Yes.
It's just not my way.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's all right.
To
Live and let live.
Yes, exactly. As I'm saying this to you, I'm thinking about it. I just came up with something. Go with me on this, okay? Go with me on this scenario.
I'm here.
Because your platform is all about kindness and optimism, and I love you for that. You know, but what's happening in the world today? There's racism, hatred, lies. There's just it's scary. So, follow me, okay, on this.
Okay.
If Donald Trump was your apprentice, what would be the first lesson you would teach him? That's all I want to ask you.
Well, it's a bit presumptuous, first of all.
Just go with me.
So, understanding the nature of the question is to presume that he needs a lesson and that I would be the teacher. Mm-hmm. I will disclaim in that way. I think that before we can lead and before we can inspire, we have to first survey and listen. Mm-hmm. And I think that there is great value in sometimes being silent. And once we have done that, then we can really listen to what others are saying when they fill that space. But when there's no empty space in our life, there's no vessel to hold the messages of others. And when you're in a position to make changes for the world, it has to be fueled by the stories of others, does it not?
Oh. Can you run for president? I'm going to put your name on the ticket in 3 years. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, so we're going to have a little fun now, okay? Let me move this.
Dear.
We're going to move this. We created something. Well, Patrick did, actually. My husband. And so what we're going to do is we have two cubes. One of them has some of your iconic interviews, okay?
Hello.
Yep. And then this cube has some questions. So you're gonna roll a dice, and whatever they land on, you're gonna
All right.
You're gonna answer this question as best as you can, okay?
Okay.
So give it a good spin on the board.
Which one am I spinning?
Do both of them, and then
Okay.
whatever they land on, we'll answer the question for that celebrity. Okay. Betty Davis.
Yes.
Okay. If you could ask her one more question after the interview you did with her, what would it be, you think?
Miss Davis, is it really true that to cry effectively on camera, all you have to do is pull a nose hair? Does that work? I think she said that one time.
Okay.
I don't know, but
Okay.
if so, then maybe I could act.
Okay, yes, you could. Give it a spin it
All right.
again. Let's see what we got now. Let's go.
No, I would ask her more about her love life.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh dear, what happens? Disqualified.
Okay.
Disqualified.
Okay, so RuPaul, grade this guest.
Oh. There are no grades. I mean, it's like it's a different grading structure that would be off the charts in some other category of fabulous.
Oh, I love that.
Some
I love
other
that.
great category
I love RuPaul.
of fabulous.
I love that
and
so
you know
much.
what? Think about all the good in the world that has happened.
Yes.
Because of RuPaul.
And how many people he has helped.
How much money has been raised.
Money's been raised.
How
to
many
inform people.
barriers have been broken. Just and reinvented and reinvented, and I mean, just
Yes.
incredible.
Ooh, high five for
incredible.
that. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay, one more time. I can play this all day.
One more
Okay,
time.
do one more. I can do one more. Ooh, Dolly. Oh! Was there
Most awkward
moment with Dolly?
The awkward moments were mine.
What
I
was
mean,
it?
all mine. Well, look at what I'm wearing. I mean, that's awkward in and of itself. I showed up to a Dolly Parton interview in cowboy boots and some fringe, ridiculous getup, denim fringe and denim with suede fringe. She must have been so embarrassed for me. She tried to make it okay because she's Dolly.
She's Dolly, sweet as a so sweet, so
as
kind.
can be. She'd be like, "Oh, honey." I mean, that's pathetic that I wore that.
Oh, my, oh, you're Leeza. You can do anything. You can wear anything.
No.
Okay, but I mean, you do look. I mean, adorable.
No,
you look
it's
adorable.
not adorable. That was sad. I really don't.
Okay, so you did so good. So what we want to do, a spoonful of Paolo, is we want to bring awareness. So we're gonna donate $100 to Leeza's Care Connection.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
It's the least we can do.
That is really.
Yeah.
I am very deeply touched by that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's really lovely.
I mean,
Your mother raised you right.
thank you.
That's really, really kind.
Thank you.
That and the cookies.
The cookies, yes.
Too much.
She's taking them to go. Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
I love you. Okay,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. You are so welcome.
I love you too.
You can get more information. You go to Leeza's Connection, Leeza'sCareConnection.org, and it's a great website. And just the way it's organized, the donates right over there in the bottom left, and there's great information. You know, what you're doing is it's you put into our mind what we should be doing is taking care of our parents and how to do it. There's different outlets out there. So I just want to say thank you. It's an honor and a delight to have you here. Like I said earlier, I looked up to you. I watched your show, and what you do, you're so good at. So thank you for coming here.
What you do, you're so good at.
Oh, okay, whatever. It's about you. Just talk about me later.
When I come back and my
Yes.
picture is not in your powder
No,
room,
it's gonna be.
I am going to wear some fringe in your space.
I said your picture. We put all our guest pictures in our bathroom, and you will be right next to Oprah Winfrey. Okay, seriously. Thank you so much.
And you get a check, and
Yeah,
you get a check, and you
Yo,
get a check.
Go donate. Go to Leeza'sCareConnection.org and donate. Make a donation. Okay, thank you, my dear. And don't
Thank
forget,
you.
get a copy. It's out in paperback right now. Amazon, wherever books are sold. Get your copy. Lesson to be learned. Kindness, everyone. Like Ellen says at the end of her show, kindness for everyone. Okay, love you. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining
Bye.
us. See you next time. A spoonful of Paolo. Bye. You're
That was so
I
good.
love
So much
you.
fun.
Dream big.
Spoonful of Paolo.
I love you, Oprah. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.